Hi, this is God's Own Medicine PS4 and Medic Maniac YouTube, once again with the brilliant Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, and once again giving out a couple of builds, one for an Arisen and one for a Pawn. And the Arisen build that I've chosen to give out today is a Mage build. I've given out previously a build for a Sorcerer, and I've also given out a build for an Arisen to play as Mystic Knight and Magic Archer, a sort of a dual build there. But I haven't done a specific Mage build. And so for this build, I thought about the Mage, and I thought about, how it doesn't need to be as powerful magically as a Sorcerer, but you are going to need some kind of physical defense in there. You're not going to need as much stamina because the mage spells don't take as much stamina to output as a sorcerer, and so you can put your numbers elsewhere in the build. But what you are going to have to do with any magical vocation, with a sorcerer or a mage, is you are going to have to factor in some kind of physical attack, and that's simply because when you get to the daemon, you're going to need probably to climb on it, probably to change your vocation to something like a magic archer and use daggers and climb on it and hit its head, because that's its weak spot, isn't it? And so for the mage build, start your Arisen off as a mage, get to Grand Seren as quickly as possible, change to fighter vocation for 15 levels, that's 1-5, then sorcerer for 45 levels, and then Magic Archer for 30 levels. That will lead you up to level 100, where you'll switch vocation 15 levels, that's 1-5, as a fighter, 30 levels as a strider, 10 levels as a ranger, 25 levels as a sorcerer, and 20 levels as a magic archer. And that little lot will give you a build like this at level 200. A HP of 3388, a stamina of 3345, a physical attack of 373, a magic attack of 586, a physical defense of 367, and a magic defense of 572. So you can see in the build, I've definitely factored in some physical defense there, and they've definitely factored in a bit of physical attack, so that because after your level 200, obviously you'll be getting your augments, and you'll have to spend levels as a warrior to get clout. So once you put clout in with that, and you get your gold forged from A-blades or whatever it is, you'll be able to climb on the daemon, and especially if you get stuff like opportunism as well, and you'll be able to do damage to that. So I'll recap this mage build. So you start as a mage, you get to Grand Seren as quickly as possible, you do 15 levels, 1-5 as a fighter, you do 45 levels as sorcerer, you do 30 levels as magic archer, and then after level 100 you switch and do another 15 levels, that's 1-5 as a fighter, 30 levels as strider, 10 levels as ranger, 25 levels as sorcerer, and 20 levels as magic archer. And that'll give you a nice little mage build to play your supportive role and do all your healing and stuff. The mage can be really good fun to use. It's the only vocation that gets things like grapnel and spell screen, and obviously it helps your party out by healing. You can heal up, and then you can do a couple of other things as well for your party. Maybe you can do some attacking moves, or further supportive stuff. And the pawn that I'm going to be pairing that one up with eventually is a pawn called Quince. So I'm going to be making a pawn called Quince, and Quince is legendary in Dragon's Dogma. She's one of the pawns that you see at the start who goes with Savan on the Tainted Mountain, and they're only level 20. How do they manage that? Because they're legendary. That's how. and Quince is a legendary Strider. So I thought about Quince, and I thought she'd be really quite revered as a bow vocation, but she would be, you know, in my opinion, how I see Quince is she would be adept at turning her hand to a little magic as well. And so I've got a nice little build that I'm going to be putting with, you know, with my build for Quince, and it goes like this: start vocation as Strider, so this is for a pawn. Start vocation Strider, then get to Grand Surrender as quickly as possible. Change to Fighter for 10 levels, Warrior for 20 levels, Ranger for 40 levels, that's 40, and Sorcerer for 20 levels. That will lead you up to level 100. After level 100, you'll be changing vocation to Fighter for 15 levels, that's 15, and then 35 levels as a Strider, 30 levels as a Ranger, and 20 levels as a Mage. And that will give your pawn a level 200 stat base like this: HP 3735, Stamina 3865, a physical attack of 547, and a magic attack of 452, with a physical defense of 407 and a magic defense of 403. So you can see, weighted toward physical attack, but adept at turning a hand to magic if you as a mage wish to put out enchantments, for example, or you wish to equip, you know, a magic weapon on Quince. So I'll recap the build. Start as Strider, get to Grand Surrender as quickly as possible, go Fighter 10 level, Warrior for 20 level, Ranger for 40 level, that's 40, and Sorcerer for 20 levels. Then after level 100, go back to Fighter for 15 levels, 15, Strider for 35 levels, Ranger for 30 levels, and 20 levels as a Mage. That's a nice little pawn Strider build there to accompany that, the Mage build for the Arisen.